good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, right? FTG Thursday, that's what you usually do, which I think I'm going to change that. Although, well, okay, maybe not. You have to, I guess, maybe tell me in the chat what you think. If it should remain FTG Thursday, or should it be GFY Thursday? Because that is a little less confusing for the normies out there who are wondering what the hell does FTG mean. Although I kind of like FTG because it's my thing, right? FTG. Fuck that guy. Fuck that gal. Fuck that group. Fuck them all, right? But it sometimes confuses people. And I was on another channel watching a stream and I was talking to people and there's like, in the chat, I was going to put FTG and I'm like, nobody in this chat, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So I'm like, GFY, because everyone knows what GFY means, right? I think, I don't know. But I don't know. Well, I'll just ponder this over the next couple weeks and make this a priority in my mind as I'm thinking when I'm doing nothing at work. I'm just going to think about this the whole time, whether it should be FTG or GFY, because I just... anyway, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. I hope you enjoy the show today because it's not going to be as organized as normal, but I'm going to try something new today where I start the show with what's just quick snippet of what's happening in the world because I think it's important to be well informed and well oiled before you get into your day. And then I can go into more detailed stuff, kind of like, well, I don't know who else does that. I'm sure that's the same format as every freaking show on the planet, but I'm going to do it too because I am a conformist and it makes me feel better and it makes me seem like, it makes me feel like I'm in compliance, because compliance is a big thing these days. Everyone wants you to comply, right? And, FTG Fridays. Well, I could change to Fridays, but the F yourself, TF, you say there's, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Because I used to try to do alliteration, Metal Monday and Funky Friday and Woke Wednesdays and Twitter Tuesdays. But Thursdays, I just went FTG because there was one day where I just saw something. I'm like, oh, fuck that guy. And so there you go. That's how it started. I really didn't do it on purpose. It was just because one day I said, oh, fuck that guy, fuck that guy. So anyway, so I hope I can fill the show today. I know it's hard because I don't enjoy talking that much. And I'm such a shy person and I just don't know if there's anything I can think of to say for all the crap that's going on our planet and in our government. So anyway, that's how it's going to work today. Hope you enjoy the show. Play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Knight. Alrighty then, stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, PDawg Knight. Marty, PDawg Knight on the internet, whatever you'd like to call me today. But welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel. I'm your host, and I will be here for the next, roughly just under 90 minutes. And it is Thursday, FTG Thursday for now, at the Morning Night Live. It is the 10th of February, 2022. I'm going to try not to ever mess that one up again. I did the other day. For the first time, it took me, what was it, 40, what's the date today? Today's 10th. I was like 36 days into the year before I messed up. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. Now, while you are here, I ask you gently to hit the like button at some point, which most of you have already done that. I appreciate that very much. And during the show, if you can share this stream, we're trying to grow. I want to get to, can I get to another? I just want to get to 2,000. I'd be happy to get to 2,000 subscribers by, I don't know, the end of April, maybe May sometime. And I think I need to do something viral to do that. I'll have to figure out some way to do something really, really viral. Maybe if there's the next time there's a protest in Minneapolis, I'll go down there with a live camera and see if I can get, see if I can build it up a little bit. But the problem is, when a brother like me goes down into those protests, usually they're protests about things that I'm going, what the fuck are you protesting for, you morons? But I'll try it and see if that happens. But until then, I'm enjoying the audience I have. You guys are awesome. I have the greatest audience on the planet. And I thank you so much for coming back. Also, if you want to sponsor the show, you can do it at watch the show at PDawgKnight.live. You can watch the show, you can play in the chat, and there's a corner up there where you can go, throw money at PDawg, or just if you want to see whatever. What happens is when you do that, that's the Streamlabs link, okay, and that will put the little words on the screen that everyone does here, and then you could be this what is it, the superstar sponsor of the day, the Streamlabs superstar sponsor of the day, because I don't do that with super chats, because first of all, StreamYards or Streamlabs doesn't really track that well, and also because I encourage people to use Streamlabs, because then you're not giving Susan more money. But I don't complain when you do super chats, because that's fantastic too, and I am so humbled when you all do that. You don't understand. It's very weird and humbling to me that people are willing to do that. But I appreciate it more than you know. It helps a lot in my personal life, and it pays for my internet pretty much most weeks. And so that's how it is. So if you can get back on Gothix, might bump those numbers. I thought of that. Because I've had her on my show, but when Gothix was on my show, she hadn't even hit 10,000 subscribers yet, but I saw what she was doing, and literally, I think like 3 days later, she was at 20,000 subscribers. I mean, she grew exponentially quick. Really, well, I was going to say really fast. That's kind of redundant, but yeah, that was amazing. And so, and I still chat with her here and there, and when she sees my name, she remembers who I am, because I was one of the early adopters of her channel, her YouTube channel, I should say. She had a huge following on Twitch before that, so I know a lot of her Twitch following eventually has come over, and she's gotten a whole new following that is, more political, social commentary based, and so people dig her. She's good. She's good shit. Anyway, all right, let's do. Let's see. HB brought you, and HB too. I gotta do some more stuff with HB. Sell your farts. I'm not selling my farts, but dude, I do not want to cause caustic reactions in people's lives. Okay, that would not be good. I don't think you know what you're saying there when you say sell your farts. That's not a good idea. I'm just telling you right now. You ask any of my friends, and they'd be like, "Oh no. Don't do that. Only masochists would want that." Anyway, let's say good morning to people in the chat, and let's get this thing going. First in the chat today, my damn mouse isn't working. There we go. First in the chat today was Tyre Alexander. Beat the spread, so to speak. Thank you for being here first today, sir, and I appreciate you very much. Also, good morning to Advocatus Diablo, the Devil's Advocate. They're always 1 and 2. Nobody beats them. They are they are always Johnny on the spot ready when that notifications come through. Also, good morning to K Show. Keenan's in the house. Nice to see you. Good morning also to Mike Savage Blarg. Also, good morning to John Arnott, who I just saw over on Lou Perez's. He was doing a premiere of one of his videos. If you don't know who Lou Perez is, by the way, it's the Lou, L-O-U, Perez, P-E-R-E-Z. Highly recommend you subscribe to his channel. He's a funny dude. He was a comedy writer, and he does a lot of little vignettes, so to speak. Vignettes. And if you follow him on Twitter or on his YouTube channel, funny little just scenes, right? And I think on Twitter he confuses a lot of people because he's playing a character. He's like, how would I describe him? He's kind of like the Babylon Bee of skits, okay? He does these little skits playing like ultra liberal characters or super woke characters, and they're just funny. You got to check him out. Again, the Lou, L-O-U, Perez. Funny dude, and hope to have him on the show sometime. I just DM'd him because after I did that, and so hopefully he'll talk back. I noticed he's been lurking on my Twitter page today, and he hit a couple like things. So I know he knows who I is. Hopefully he'll figure out some other stuff. So let me continue this, though. The good mornings. Also, good morning to Maddie. And Maddie, yeah, we're going to have to you're going to have to come visit us on a trail stop stream one of these days. Now that we live about 6 miles apart, that is awesome. I hope everything's okay and with your mom, and I hope she's doing well. And also, again, you know, my condolences to your family. But I'm glad that you're now living in the neighborhood and have a home base, so to speak. Anyway, also good morning to Wikipedia snippet. What's up? Jim Beam is in the house, which you know what? I should put a little Jim Beam in my coffee. And everything. By the way, I do have my cup of reparations coffee in the Resist Fascism cup, which you can get at PDawgKnight.live. There's what's it called? The merch tab on PDawgKnight.live. The only merchandise I have there right now, on there right now is the Resist Fascism line of cups, hats, shirts, and shit like that. So if you want to resist fascism and support this channel, go to my PDawgKnight.live website and click on the merch tab. I should have had music for that commercial. Anyway, and I see there, Gun Fox. I'll get that in a second. Also, good morning to Mulga, who we are yeeting because that is one of those Russian bots. We'll get rid of this. Get the fuck out of here. Also, good morning, Aaron Meredith. What's happening? Jesse Leon, what up? Also, good morning to Jedi Ghost Bear, one of my prolific tweet buddies on Twitter. Good morning also to Gunfox61, who is by the way, Gunfox61, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Yay! And while I'm at it, since I've already mentioned your name, let's go to over to Streamlabs here. Gunfox with the generous donation who said, Marty, did you see the ugly news out of Iran about the guy who beheaded and then walked around with her head? Wait, he beheaded someone and then walked around with her head? She was forced to marry him at age of 12. I say purge the Middle East with purifying fire. Well, look, not the whole Middle East, Gunfox. Come on, man. I mean, that's a little extreme. I mean, he just beheaded someone. I mean, no, I didn't hear about it. Is that in the Discord? Oh God. See, you know, you're just trying to make my head explode. No relation to the beheading and walking around with a head, but. Okay, I will look for that, Gunfox. Thank you very much for starting my day off right. But you are the new Streamlabs sponsor of the day. Also, good morning to Buster's Outlaws, Tyler F. Who did I miss? DI Freighter Watcher, Duck Dog is in the house. Nobody, not me, and Cindy Rochelle. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Hig in the background. I'm one of you. It's always one of you or the other. I appreciate y'all. So anyway, yes, you are trying to make my head explode. Yes, it's in the news story section. Yes, you're trying to make my head explode. I know what I see you right there. You know, wait, right there. You know what you're doing. Anyway, and the Asian Research Directorate is in the house. Oh, and we have another sponsor today. Thank you, Pincalo, and welcome to the show, Pincalo. By the way, the driving ape man.
You are the new Streamlabs.
No, you're not. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. This is for Pincalo. Pincalo, one of our trucking fellows. Who had, well, 99% Canadian, which I think is 37 cents. And then the shit emoji. Perfect. Yes, I am. Well, this show so far, until I actually start doing something, is shit. So thank you, Pincalo. I appreciate the happy shit. That's what it is. All right, let's get into it. Because, you know, there's some weird stuff going on, but let's get caught up on more breaking-ish news, because this is the news that's happening in the world first. So let's do that first. First of all, Adele, the singer, is in the news, and apparently some people are pissed off at Adele. So I saw this morning. Adele slammed for telling gender-neutral award show She likes being a woman. Bow, bow, now, 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 now. I wonder if she could, if Shania Twain could get in trouble for singing that song, or if it would have to be like a black trans woman would have be the only one to be allowed to sing that anymore. I feel like a woman. Bow, bow, ba, down, down, down. Anyway, so Adele's got people pissed off. And I don't understand why people are so mad. Here is the story on the New York Post. Oh, who the hell? Britney Spears returns to dance studio. Okay, that's great. Adele slammed for telling a gender-neutral award show she loves being a woman. Now, first of all, I didn't know they gave you awards for being gender neutral. That's a whole new concept to me. Anyway, okay, that's not what I meant. That's not what they meant. Adele is being accused of transphobia, one of the worst and most offensive things you can be in the world today. Even worse than being racist is being a transphobe. See, because it is not cool to never mind. I don't want to get in too much trouble for this. I'll just read the story. How's that sound? The Rolling Stone, or excuse me, the Rolling in the Deep singer made the remark at Tuesday's Brit Awards as she collected the prize for Artist of the Year, a newly created category merging the old Best Male and Female Artists. Now, see, you can't even have sex anymore. She said, here she said, and I can't do an Adele accent or voiceover or imitation or anything like that, but anyway, so I'll just read it in my own voice. I understand why the name of this award has changed, but I really love being a woman and being a female artist. I do. I'm really proud of us. I really, really am, she said. And for that, she is being pilloried across the world for being a transphobe. Okay, now, a little bit earlier, I was sort of explaining the origin of the moniker FTG, which I created for days like today, Thursday, because I didn't have a great alliteration for Thursdays. I could be Thunk It Thursday or some shit like that, but that'd sound stupid. So I said FTG Thursday, which stands for, in the chat, you can put it out there, write it out exclusively. This is the type of story that FTG Thursday was made for. Fuck these people. Okay, that'd be FTP, but whatever. Now, let me just read a little more of this article. First of all, thank you, Pincalo. I appreciate you for sponsoring the show. Who says, thank you for $5 Canadian, which I think is $2.76. Thank you. Appreciate that. He's Piccolo, very astute as always. One of our good morning, T-Ball, by the way. Piccolo, very astute as always, because Piccolo's a very smart dude. Who says, remember, children, cancel culture doesn't exist. You get an extra bell for that one, Piccolo. That's beautiful. Thank you for sponsoring the show. I greatly appreciate you. Don't forget, you too can sponsor the show. Just saying. Anyways, she says, so despite support from the audience in London's huge O2 Arena, her comments quickly sparked outrage online. Now listen, I have to read this again. You explained to me, let me read this again, and then I'm going to read the next line here, because this is this is amazing. Here's what she said. I understand why the name of this award has changed, but I really love being a woman and being a female artist. I do. I'm really proud of us. I really am. Her comments quickly sparked outrage online, making her the latest high-profile figure accused of being a TERF, or trans-exclusionary radical feminist. A feminist with a brain. Oops, I can get in trouble for that. I could be accused of being a TERF, except for I'm not trans-exclusionary or radical or a feminist, but whatever. Please no, Adele can't be a TERF, a staunch feminist performer named Jacob told his thousands of Twitter followers. Who'd have thought Adele was a transphobe and would use her platform to call for the destruction of the trans community? What? What the fuck? Wait a minute. Hold up. Let's reconcile these two sentences. I understand when the name of this award has changed because I really love being a woman and a female artist. I do. I'm really, really proud of us. I really, really am. That's one of them. Adele, a transphobe, and would use her platform to call for the destruction of the trans community. Where the hell did she call for the destruction of the trans community? Now, this asshole, Jacob, by sending that to thousands of his followers, immediately creates an entire new thing that Adele said, because she said nothing of a sort. Nothing. And if she apologizes, well, she's going to apologize. I don't know how soon it'll be, but we'll see that apology very soon. Oh, but now, people who don't read or bother to listen to what she said are automatically going to assume that she called for the destruction of the trans community. She did nothing of a sort. She did. Now, let me, oh my God, let me, imagine, oh, there's no heaven. Anyway, imagine, if you will, this had been Caitlyn Jenner, who got this award for Brit something shit fucking artist of the year, whatever they call the award. Imagine if it were Caitlyn Jenner making this statement. I understand why the name of this award has changed, but I really love being a woman and being a female artist. I do. I'm really proud of us. I really, really am. What do you think would happen? Go Queen, go Queen. Yes, she's so funny and wonderful, and yeah, it's just that she loves being a woman because trans women are women. Holy shit, this is the type of thing that clown emojis were made for. Someone else. Who I got, thank you, Tyler. I'm gonna get you right here in a second. Another one. Who would have thought Adele was a transphobe and would use her that's that same asshole. Others complained they had lost a lot of respect for Adele and would no longer spend a cent on her music. In fact, let's go into this under here, the post. Right here. Remember that Adele is another British singer trying to be an American. All of her songs sound like she was never in the UK. How can she be herself? Holy shit! Are you serious? Irish singers don't sing with an Irish accent, do they? English singers sing in English. I've never known a UK singer to sing in an American accent. She doesn't. Anyway, can you imagine Shania Twain coming out with her 99 hit, Man, I Feel Like, hey, ha! I just said that, didn't I? I'm like, well, I'm kind of Nostradamus, except someone already said it before me, but I'm not the only one who thinks that way. Can't imagine Shania Twain coming out with her 1990 hit, Man, I Feel Like a Woman in today's cancel culture world we live in now. Oh, yes, she could. You know why? Because you have to change the exclamation point in Man, I Feel Like a Woman to a comma. Man, quote, I feel like a woman. Yes, there you go. That's how you do it. It would have to be sung by a trans woman. No one can be proud of being a woman except trans women anymore. Clown fucking world. Honk honk for that lady. And it's not Heil Hitler, bitch, whoever said that. God, oh my God. I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm sorry. I really just went on a rant there. All right, let's move on. Let's just go back to the Streamlabs. Thank you, Ty Alexander, for the wonderful, generous superhero who says, we have a sponsor. Let me get some sponsor music. Give me just a second here. I need sponsor music. Let's find some sponsor music. Oh my gosh, you guys are going that wild today. Let me get some sponsor music. Holy fucking shit. I'm gonna clip this whole section and put it out in a whatever. Let's see, let's go Afro beats. How's that sound? Afro beats. Okay, we're gonna use Afro beats, and let's make sure I don't have any vocals. Okay, let's do the commercial here, and Tyre, it's not because you're black that I'm doing Afro beats. I'm black too, if you didn't notice. Anyway, here we go. Let's try this one. No, that doesn't work. Let's try this one. Too much intro. Okay, we'll just wait for the intro. Here we go. Oh, I gotta turn that down a little bit. Today's sponsor is President Biden. Today, Biden is announcing his new initiative, Free Crack Cocaine for Hunter. We are partnering with local dealers to ensure that my son Hunter has crack. Look for a word on our next one, the whore housing program. Yes, thank you, Tyler Alexander. That is a wonderful sponsor of the show today. All right, enough of that music there. All right, thank you so much, sir. Also, Gunfox61, you are still the superstar.
You are the new Streamlabs superstar sponsor of the day.
And you've added to the tally. Thank you, sir. Who says, I love when the leftists eat their own. I hope they keep canceling themselves. Yes, I hope they keep destroying themselves. Marty, let them all burn in their own dumpster fire. Just sit back and watch while eating popcorn and laugh. Well, I laugh at them as much as I can. Yes, thank you, Gunfox61. That is very apropos. I appreciate it. And thank you, Maddie, also for sponsoring the show today, who says, that would not happen to Kate. She is under fire for saying male to female trans people should not compete in women's sports. So yeah, they would drag Caitlyn to, that is the truth. In fact, they kind of already are in some ways, but she does have a little bit of one of those invisible Wonder Woman shields around her because, because that stuff she did and whatnot. And thank you, Cindy Rochelle. Welcome back to the show. We love you, dear. And who says, and thank you for sponsoring the show also. Who says, outrage has become so common, being calm has become outrageous. Oh my God. I think that might be the next, that might be the new, what I call those things? Proverb for the current year. I think you're there. That's a good one. I'm using that, Cindy, and I will credit you in the credits of Proverbs for the current year. Thank you very much. That's fantastic. Here, I'm gonna cut. Can I cut and paste that? Hang on. Let me cut and paste that before I forget it. Hang on. I'm gonna copy, and let's see, put it over here in see, this is how I work. You all don't understand what I do for a living here. I just try to find new proverbs for the current year, and when I find them, I have to stop everything I'm doing and write them down so I don't forget them, because that is a really good one. There we go. Paste. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! That was not what I meant to do. Let's try this again. Why isn't this working? Copy. Paste. God damn it. Okay, I'll figure it out. It's there. I just can't see it. All right. Thank you, City Rochelle. Also, good morning, Mr. Scott. Nice to see you in the show, in the gallery today. Also, why are you so angry? No, I'm not talking to Mr. Scott. Why are you so angry? Is one of the people in the chat who joined us today. Good morning, sir. All right. I hope I haven't missed anybody, but I'll figure it out eventually. 28 people, 24 likes. We're doing okay, but hit that like button if you haven't done so far. All right, enough about Adele, because my brain will just explode. I was just going to look down here at what other people are saying. How dare... Oh, now here's a good one. Okay, here's a good one. I will do one more comment on Adele, and this is it right here. How dare Adele say the word woman? Bob Marley's famous song, No Gender Neutral, No Cry. Willie Nelson singing, a good-hearted gender neutral is in love with a good time, and then. How about Roy Orbison's Pretty Gender? Will show that Adele how to do it. Yes. Or Shania Twain, I feel like what's that word they use for gender? There's a name for it. That for gender neutral. What's that word they use? Like a one word thing. Not a newbie. Not a. Anybody? Anyway, if you think of it, let me know. Anyway, thank you, Cindy Rochelle, again. So. This shit's so amazing. It is so amazing. That took up a lot of my news time. I feel bad that I used so much of my news time for that. But it's just insanity. God, y'all are nuts. All right, moving on. Dave Chappelle is also in the news because people are mad that he went to a city council. NB, thank you. I feel like an NB. Man, I feel like we can't even say man. Fuck, what can I say in place of that? So I can't even say man. I feel like an NB. It'd be like eunuch. I feel eunuch. I feel like an NB. God. Welcome, Yoshi the Macabre, or Macabre, for those who want to put a little Spanish flair to it. And also, good morning, Hate Camel. What's up, my friend? All right, Dave Chappelle is pissed off the entire nation again because, well, the Yellow Spring City Council, where he lives in someplace in Ohio, wherever the hell that is, has voted no to an affordable housing plan after Dave Chappelle and others have spoken up. Now, this is in the Dayton Daily News, and I'm going to tell you the story, and then I'm going to tell you how it was spun on Twitter, because, Twitter is the world's greatest game of telephone. I might not ever get to what I was planning on talking to today, because some of these stories are just driving me up the freaking wall. And it is FTG Thursday, so FTG to all the people who are mad at Dave Chappelle. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so they voted no on a housing plan. Oberer Homes is a developer in that area of the country, and they can move forward with a new development in Yellow Springs, but without an affordable housing component initially promised to the village after the council voted against the village-owned plan on Monday night. The village and Oberer had worked together to produce a plan that would include duplexes and affordable housing along with single-family homes in a 53-acre area along Spillin Road at the south edge of town. Now, you know what they mean when they say affordable housing. That means like subsidized housing. I mean, it's not about affordable housing. Because all housing in the planet that exists is affordable to somebody. Okay, this is euphemism. Okay, euphemism for something else. Anyway, so the plan was supposed to have some duplexes and affordable housing within a family, alongside single-family homes in a 53-acre area. The village initially asked for the developer to advance affordable housing in the village, including an area that the village would later develop into affordable housing, as well as more duplexes and townhomes. Now, Monday night, however, after complaints from numerous residents, including comedian Dave Chappelle, the city council voted 2-2 with one abstention on a revised planned unit development zoning. Now, 2-2 with one abstention means the development, whatever, failed. Okay, that's because you can't. Your ties ends up losing. That means the zoning reverts to what it previously was approved at, with 143 single-family homes on the lot, or it shouldn't say the lot, on many lots, with homes starting at about $300,000 according to the village documents. The village annexed about 34 acres of the land into the village last summer. The development the council voted on Monday night would have included 64 single-family homes, 52 duplexes, and 24 townhomes with an additional 1.75 acres to be donated to the community for affordable housing to be built later. Subsidized housing. They can't say it. They're not allowed to say that. The Yellow Springs Village Council president wrote a memo describing the housing plans, which is right there. But anyway, so Dave Chappelle comes in here because, okay, here's the thing. Multiple Yellow Springs villagers, including entertainer Dave Chappelle, lobbied against the project. Chappelle even threatened to pull his business interests from the village, which include a plan for a restaurant called the Firehouse Eatery and a comedy club called Live from YS, aka Yellow Springs. And now here's the kicker. That's because Dave Chappelle was investing $65 million into developing some parts of the city, right? $65 million of his own money. Well, these other developers were putting in $25 million to put in this blah, blah, blah. And part of the problem, it's, now this is kind of one of those not in my backyard things, right? But still, if you have because part of the problem is development backed up right to Dave Chappelle's home. And, he just wasn't happy about it. And whatever. So his company's Iron Table Holding bought the former Miami Township fire station at someplace. Anyway, he's going to develop all this other land. And he came to let's see if I can find a clip of him saying this. There are clips out. Here we go. Let's listen to him, Dave Chappelle, talk to the city council here.
Can I go? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Hi, I'm Dave Chappelle. I just want to say, and Marianne, I can talk to you about this privately. I don't know why the village council would be afraid of litigation from a $24 million a year company while they X out a $65 million a year company.
Now his point there,
you would make me
because the council is worried about litigation from a $25 million company, when Dave Chappelle himself personally is investing $65 million into the city. That was what his point was. And he's mad about this development because it's right next to his property.
For you. You look like clowns. I am not bluffing. I will take it all off the table. That's all. Thank you.
All right. So now here's how this was spun on Twitter. And because people are mad at Dave Chappelle. And for example, here's an example. These are the people that people hate, right? You know who people hate on Twitter by who they mention them alongside. Dave Chappelle is quickly becoming the Eric Clapton of J.K. Rowling. Okay. Now, why do people assume Dave Chappelle ever lived in the ghetto? The man's parents were comfy, upper middle class. That's because he spent years getting out of the ghetto, moved to the Midwest. Why would he want the ghetto to move in? Oh, that's not good. No, no, he didn't grow up in the ghetto. That's someone who's got that wrong too. Believe me, there are people on both sides of this who are getting it wrong. Now, here's one. I was endorsed by a number of celebrities. Dave Chappelle is the only one who came to Iowa, South Carolina to perform on my behalf with proceeds going to campaign. Okay, because they're going to bitch about Andrew Yang. Anyway, Dave Chappelle. Oh, here's a good one. To paraphrase Dave Chappelle, in the white world, you should shoot and kill a nigger, but you better not hurt a cat. Thousands of black people drown every year in the Mediterranean Sea, but there is no petitions to save them, but there is no a petition to get Zuma fired. I don't know what the hell does that mean. But anyway, they're mad at him because, well, the rich man is arguing against affordable housing. And plus, Dave Chappelle is already persona non grata because who's the most important demographic that you cannot have any what do you call it? Any disagreement with or things like that? Well, that would be the trans people. Now, didn't we just have an example of this a minute ago? We just had another you get canceled if you even come close to not agreeing with the trans people. We just had an example. Remember this woman right here? We just talked about her. She got in trouble. Why? Because she was glad to be a woman, which if a trans woman ever said, I'm happy to be a woman, no, that would be just fine. But a woman who was already a woman before she became a woman or something like that, you can't say that you're proud to be a woman. You can only say you're proud to be a woman if you are a trans woman. And so it's just it's all weird. So Dave Chappelle, okay, he's double super canceled now. Thank God he has fuck you money. Anyway, Gunfox61, just rolling the table today. He's killing everybody. Thank you, sir, for sponsoring the show. Who says, Marty, a lot of homes are being built on farmlands, and I bet some people have no idea where food comes from. Already people are seeing food items on the shelves are missing. It's only going to get worse. Mark my words. Less farmland, more starvation. Now, that's an interesting thought, Gunfox. I agree with you a little bit. However, so when I drive between here and Omaha, usually, well, actually from Omaha to here, there's some signs on this one farm. Look, there's not enough people to take up all the farmland. Okay, there is, and hopefully we won't get to that point. But here's the thing. I was going to talk about Iowa. So near Des Moines, there's you know how they used to have the signs? You'd have one sign here and then the next sign. It would give you a message after reading 4 or 5 signs. And there's a sign that was kind of protesting, the urban sprawl of Des Moines, Iowa, which is growing, a city that's growing really fast. It's becoming one of the bigger cities in the Midwest, in fact, past Chicago, between Chicago and Denver. Although there's always Minneapolis and Kansas City and St. Louis and all that. But anyway, it's becoming a bigger city. There's like 1 million people there now, and there's 1 million people in Omaha. A lot of these cities are growing and expanding. But if you really think about how immense this country is and how much farmland there really is, the cities growing are really only taking up a very tiny percentage of the land. And for example, here's a good example for you. You can take the entire population of the planet and give them each a 1 acre plot in Texas. That's how many there's like, what was it, 9, it's just billions of acres in just Texas alone, I think. Is that right? I think it was an acre or a half acre. I don't know, but whatever. You can fit the entire planet in the state of Texas, and the rest of the world could all be farmland. So anyway, but I guess what was my point here? My point here, though, is that Dave Chappelle is now. Oh, by the way, thank you very much for sponsoring the show. You are fantastic, and you're still the StreamYards Superstar sponsor of the day. So thank you very much. Also, somebody just dropped in. Unacceptable views of the West. Hey, what's happening? Nice to see you back. All right, let's keep going because I'm not even getting towards what I wanted to talk about today. Another person in the news today is Former Senator Al Franken. Senator Al Franken is saying that it would be tempting to run for office again. Now, here, and there are people just cheering this. Occupy Democrats got so excited they put this right here. He said, here's Occupy Democrats. They're douchebags. Breaking news, Al Franken announces that he is tempted to run for his old Senate seat again. Oh, God. Reveals that he regrets having resigned over a non-scandal. Now, perhaps, if you will, imagine a world where a senator makes, even though he didn't touch the woman, makes sexist gestures towards a woman and removes himself from office out of shame. Now, it very much depends on what your party affiliation is on how much trouble you might be in. So if it were a former Republican senator who did the same thing, pretended that he was going to fondle some women's breastises like this, okay, even if it's only pretend, you know that that senator would lose his career forever. He would have to go into the, back room of some company and just work there where nobody can see him again. But because it is a Democratic senator who it becomes a non-scandal if you make sexist gestures and at women and kiss women that don't want to be kissed, it doesn't matter because you are a Democrat and you have free reign. You can apologize and keep going, except for Andrew Cuomo. But again, Andrew Cuomo also is thinking about running for office again. So, FTG, you fucking hypocrites. Okay, that's the news on Al Franken. I'm sure you were wondering. Let's move on. If you want to read the article, there is an article here in The Hill. This is where it was. It became whatever orthodox or canon or whatever the hell you call it when someone says some stupid shit like this. He said, I'm tempted to run again. He said it would be tempting to run for office again for more than 4 years after he resigned from the upper chamber amid accusation of sexual misconduct. Yes, Kirsten Gillibrand is probably going to come out and forgive him now because, they think he can win in Minnesota. I'm not so confident that the next senator from Minnesota is going to be a Democrat. What's her face? Whoever they replaced him. No, it wasn't him. Who did they replace him with? I can't even remember. Who's up for Tina Smith? I think Tina Smith is our other senator. It's sad that we have our senators are Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith. Yeah, whippy. Tina Smith, I think, is going to run for re-election, but see. What happens in Minnesota, if you're not familiar with Minnesota too much, it used to be that the cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul, and the farmers kind of had a coalition. In fact, they named the party in Minnesota. It's not called the Democratic Party. The Democrat Party is not called Democrats in Minnesota. In Minnesota, it's known as DFL. L is in Larry, which stands for Democrat Farmer Labor Party. Now, so what was the inner city and the farmers, and I suppose labor, whatever labor they talk about, it used to be they controlled everything that was Democrat. Those were all kind of Democrats, and they all voted Democrat. And that's why even when Reagan won 49 states in 84, guess which state was the one that held out? Now that, of course, it was running against Walter Mondale, so Mondale's from Minnesota or had some Minnesota ties or some shit. But anyway, is Mondale from Minnesota? No, I don't know, whatever. We were that state that didn't vote for Reagan. And so, because the farmers and the labor and the Democrats, the city Democrats, all got together and they just, this is that one of those rock solid blue ass states, right? However, in recent years, if you go to outstate Minnesota, there's an awful lot of Trump support out in those states. I mean, there's still Trump signs, and there's still, lots of signs ridiculing our Democrat governor. The people outside of the Twin Cities have really, really, really changed their tunes. And so I don't know. It's not a given anymore. Let's put it that way. It's not a given. And we've had Republican senators. Norm Coleman became a senator. That again was part of the changing tide out in the hinterlands of Minnesota, and that he won in a year that wasn't a presidential year when he won the Senate, came to the Senate. But anyway, Tina Smith, her days may be numbered. But if Al Franken could run again, there's possibilities, except for one problem. There's one problem with Al Franken running again, and I'm going to, I'll leave the tab open there with the Al Franken just so you can see, but I think there is a minor problem, maybe. It'll be in here. Let me see if I'm going to show you in a second. There's a minor problem for Al Franken. And that would be, because I know, I've got to tell you, there is, what the hell? Hang on a second. Let me do some background research work here, which I didn't do ahead of time, which is, not uncommon on this show. You know what I mean? Let's see. Al Franken, sexual. Al Franken sexual harassment. Oh my gosh. It doesn't even come up. Oh, here it is. This picture right here. This would be the problem for Al Franken, because I guarantee you. Now, granted, if you notice here, he's only pretending to grab this woman's breast while she is sleeping, which would, normally disqualify anyone who with an R behind their name. But now he's not actually touching her, but he is pretending to touch her. And if I was anyone running against Al Franken, this photo would run prominently in many, many ads across the state of Minnesota. But, the Democrat establishment doesn't really care about it when it's not an R behind the person's name. And so, you never know what could happen. I'm going to leave that photo in the tabs today, just in case you want to share that today. I'm not saying that you should share it. I'm just saying in case you want to share it, then you can. All right, let's move on. Now, I don't know who DaBaby is. Apparently, I know who he is. He's a rap star, rap artist. And apparently, he's in the news because his brother got in a fight, apparently, at a bowling alley. And I don't know if is this it? No, this is DaBaby in the back. Wilson security. Okay, that's something else. Oh, this is, that's someone making fun of him. Yeah, this is DaBaby fighting while his security takes everyone to town. Oh, here, is this it right here? Let's see. Okay, this is violence, but apparently they got in a fight in a bowling alley. So that's why he's trending. Yeah, I don't care. FTG. All right, moving on. And then finally, this Maggie Haberman is in the Maggie Haberman, the New York Times writer, because apparently she's coming out with a book again about. It's a Trump book, and people are mad at Maggie Haberman because they're saying that she knew some information that she probably should have disclosed a long time ago. And see, there's a whole thing about the former guy, the Mr. Trump, the former President Trump, because you can still call him president, the guy with the funny hair, who. There's a whole big story about him taking documents out of the White House after he left office, which, who knows how much of personal documents. But now Maggie Haberman is saying that the former president, President Trump, that they flushed papers in White House toilets, and they were clogging the toilets and shit like that, and that she's making a whole bunch of this. Here it is, the New York Times on-staff Trump PR person. See, they don't like her for some reason, even though she's anti-Trump, but she's not anti-Trump enough, and she doesn't tell stories before she knows the truth. Anyway, she said that She's upset that others are calling out her obsequious bullshit. Haberman has disappeared from sight since Trump left because she isn't a journalist. They're saying that, okay, it's pretty damn obvious that media clickbaiters like Maggie Haberman are trying to give a golf twitler. Oh, that's hey, golf twitler. That's so clever. Yet another pass by labeling his stealing and destroying White House records as improper when it is in fact illegal. Because see, people, that the word illegal is also trending. They didn't expect us to read the President's Records Act. Well, it depends. If let's say, for example, so he had some stuff down at Mar-a-Lago when he was the president, because he spent a lot of time there. So I'm sure there's some documents there that they found 15 boxes of documents there. That it's funny when they asked for them, they did. It wasn't like there was a raid. Okay. They returned the boxes of records. It was, but anyway, people are saying, while Trump was in office, staff at the White House residence periodically discovered wads of printed paper clogging a toilet and believed the president had flushed pieces of paper, scoops in her forthcoming book called Confidence Man. And so if you want to read the article on her upcoming book, look, they can write whatever the fuck they want. And so I'm kind of in the weird place of, until they actually, because look, it's that walls are closing in thing. They're really, really trying. They really want to find a way to make it so he doesn't run again. And they're just throwing everything. It's like the Joe Roganing of J.K. Rowling's that they're trying to cancel Trump, and they just can't because they have been searching so hard for something for illegal. And look, I personally, if I think about it very carefully, it's not even that carefully, I wouldn't mind if he didn't run again. I'd love to see Ron DeSantis or somebody else, but because I think there's so many distractions with Trump. But if he did run again and he was a nominee, I'm confident I would vote for him over someone like Kamala Harris, who will be in her second year of the presidency when she runs. If you've been watching me, you know what I'm saying. Kingslayer Damocles, what's up, my man? I'm so happy to see you. Also, if you respond that I'm at the beginning of the show. Oh, wait. Oh, you're at the, I see, you're watching. I figured that. I saw the FTG is clearly superior to GFY. Yeah, because it's mine. FTG is my own kind of a creation. I don't know. I've never heard anybody say FTG before I started doing this show. And welcome back. Nice to see you, my man. It's been a while. I've seen you at a couple other streams, but I know how people's schedules change and all that stuff. And sometimes I can be kind of boring anyway. So let's move on. That's why Maggie Haberman is trending. And then Alec Baldwin is the final one, who said this is an article in the Washington Post that'll probably start trending. Alec Baldwin will be trending today, I promise. In the New York Post, this Alec Baldwin's quick return to work following Rust, that's the movie, shooting, calls sincerity into questions. Experts say, oh my gosh, the New York Post is using experts too. Aw, experts and fact checkers. I think that might be a joke because that's everyone else uses that experts thing whenever they just want to say journalists want to tell you this story. So we're going to say experts say it. Anyway, Alec Baldwin's quick return to work might, by the way, FTG Alec Baldwin right now, right? FTG Alec Baldwin. Anyway, FTG. That's just as a Freudian slip. Alec Baldwin's quick return to work might have moviegoers questioning his sincerity after the Rust shooting left him saying he might never act again, according to an industry expert. Well, when Trump gets back in office in 2025, he's got to revive his Trump character that was so bad. He is the worst. By the way, he's the worst Trump impersonator on the planet. And the only reason, well, Saturday Night Live sucks anyway, but the only reason is because they know he's a Trump hater. There's so many people who do a better Trump than him. But anyway, I digress. Baldwin, 63, was spotted Tuesday on the set of 97 Minutes in Hampshire, England. The upcoming film is the actor's first project since the Rust shooting that left cinematographer Halnya Hutchins dead and director Joel Souza, or Souza, whichever you prefer. I just said Souza because it's funny. Souza is like one of my favorite tequilas. Wounded. The title, quote, 97 minutes, end quote, is ironic since it seems like the amount of time that Alec Baldwin actually considered hanging up his spurs after the Rust tragedy before jumping into his next role, despite him saying he might never act again. Now, in the immortal words of, what's her name? Queen Elizabeth III, is that her right now? I don't care. Now, let me give you another caveat. There were times when I liked Alec Baldwin as an actor. FTG Alec Baldwin, by the way. There were times when I liked Alec Baldwin as an actor. But it quickly waned the more I listened to his politics, because I cannot watch him in a movie without thinking about his politics. And that's why I just avoid anything he does anymore. So whatever. But yeah, he said he was going to quit acting. Kind of like many actors say that they will leave the country if X candidate wins. Okay, so if Donald Trump wins, I will be leaving the country. Why the fuck are you still here? That's all I got to say. All right, enough of that. Can we talk about what I came to talk about today, even though it's almost over, which was people lying straight to your face? Did I have any more about Alec? Oh, wait a minute. Almost. I'm almost there. I forgot. This kind of stopped me in my track. Do you know who Yvonne DiCarlo is? In fact, I'm going to give you some time to figure out who Yvonne DiCarlo. Now this is that's photoshopped. What the hell? Anyway, do you know who Yvonne DiCarlo is? Anybody? Yes, John Arnott. Yes. Yvonne DiCarlo played the original Lily Munster on The Munsters. Lily. And apparently there is a little article here in History A to Z talking about the horrors of being on the set of The Munsters, and not because it was a spoof on horror movies. Apparently, I don't know. They use these pictures. Yvonne DiCarlo was trying to be spooky on screen as part of her role on The Munsters, yet the true spooky business was going on behind stage. Here's what's really took place on the set of The Munsters. I just found it fascinating because I loved the shots of Lily DiCarlo until I realized this shot right here on the left is fake. That is fake. That's a Photoshop of Yvonne DiCarlo's head, sort of, on a different body. This photo is fake, okay? You just know, because Yvonne DiCarlo, God, she's got to be 90 years old now. But anyway, when they were shooting this in the 60s, there really wasn't any underwear that looked like this. And this is clearly boob job versus not boob job. She didn't have a boob job. This is a fake photo. Why would they use a fake photo of Yvonne DiCarlo in this thing? Anyway, I just found that fascinating, and I get sick of seeing that kind of shit. All right, let's move on to they are lying to your face, and it is my it's my thumbnail today, because I laughed my ass off. Now, yesterday, by the way, the kind of the team, the White House team of Stupid 19 advisory team committee and shit, dumbasses, lying, cheating bastard motherfuckers, had a press conference yesterday, or had a briefing yesterday with a short question and answer session from the press afterwards. And I found it fascinating. I watched the whole thing, and I'm going to do a completely separate stream on that either later today or sometime tomorrow. Because I want to go through it and tell you how many times they lie by omission. It was incredible to me. And also, one of the biggest omissions throughout the entire, 40 minutes of them presenting and I think they only allowed like 5 questions from the press and no follow-ups. They allowed each person one question with 0 follow-ups. Now, one thing they did not talk about at all, not even mentioned during this briefing yesterday, which I thought for sure, because remember, the DNC memo's gone out. The DNC memo's gone out that now we can start opening up these states. We can stop the mask mandate. We can do all this stuff that the people really want because it's election season. We went through this all yesterday. It's election season. We want you to, we're going to start acting like, oh my gosh, we have controlled the virus, and the Biden administration team has done all this great work and put all this infrastructure in place, and Biden has defeated the virus, right? And so that's the memo going around Democrats. So you got Ted Lieu talking about natural immunity that just not even 3 or 4 months ago, they were like, there's no such thing as natural immunity. Dr. Fauci, they asked him a question about natural immunity, the study in Israel, and he's like, oh, I guess I don't know about that. You lying piece of shit, lying straight to your face. That's what the name of the stream is today. Anyway, so yesterday they had that pile of crap that, acting like, oh, and by the way, I just get used to this phrase, the science has changed. Now remember, for 2 years now, people have been screaming, science! You must follow the science! As if science, the word science, is an answer, okay? You don't follow the science. You don't believe in science. People have been talking about actual science because science isn't static. Science always changes. Science is question. Science is inquiry. Science is discovery. Science is not an answer. It's ever changing. There's always new things. The reason you get new solutions and answers is because people constantly question the science that you have, or the whatever it is you're thinking of, you question it, and that questioning is called science. So when people come up with different answers or have different solutions or have different ideas, you don't discard those ideas immediately. You explore those ideas. But unfortunately, over the last 2 years, we have had a group of leaders that the president almost doesn't matter, because this group of leaders have saying, this is the science, there is no other science. If you have any other science, we want you to take that down and we'll call it misinformation. Yesterday's misinformation, however, is becoming today's science. Because all of a sudden, all of that misinformation from before is being adopted by the DNC, who clearly put out a memo that now we're going to praise Biden. Oh, we're going to praise Biden for his amazing stupid 19 response. However, something this morning almost made me fall off of my chair. I was laughing so hard, and only because, and now it was also, this is one of the things when you open Twitter this morning, and I talk about Twitter a lot, but when I opened Twitter this morning, went to my Twitter homepage, and this was prominent over on the right-hand side. And I think Twitter decided that they're not going to put a feature anymore, because now usually, it's this what's happening tab will change as you click, and if you refresh it, you get something new each time. Based on the top things in their Explore page, right? So if I hit the Explore page, let's see, is it on here? Oh, it's way down. Oh, nope, way down here. They moved it way down because they're trying to hide this fact they put this. But let me show you something that's going to make you laugh. You've probably already seen it if you saw my thumbnail today. This was on the top of my Twitter page when I opened it this morning. Allow me to quote the title. The CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, changed its definition of vaccination to increase transparency. Fact checkers say. The CDC changed its definition of vaccination to increase transparency. Fact checkers say. Oh my God. They're lying straight to your face. All right, let me address let me address the StreamYards real quick. Thank you, Cindy Rochelle, for sponsoring the show. You are awesome, and I miss you greatly. I'm glad you guys have been back more regularly lately. Who says, oh, this is a quote by Oppenheimer. I'm not sure who Oppenheimer is, but anyway. It must Oppenheimer, a scientist or something like that. Don't confuse me with real science, okay? I'm just saying. Oh, that's what did I do there? Oh, I was trying to, let's see, figure that out. Let's go back to this. Quote by Oppenheimer. Thank you, Cindy, for providing this with the bullet. As long as men who are free, as long as men are free to ask what they must, free to say what they think, free to think what they will, freedom can never be lost, and science can never regress. Thank you, Cindy. That's a great quote. I appreciate you very much. And Gunfox61 throwing another whatever you call that, a fiver in the pot. Thank you for sponsoring the show, sir. Who says, science. Why should I listen? Wait, why should I listen to you? You lie and cheat and use politics to basic everything one. Okay, if you would, okay, I think you meant something else there. The so-called scientists can suck start a shotgun for all I care, or yeet yourselves into the sun. LOL, masks work. I certainly understood the second part though. Okay, Gunfox has a really just violent streak to him, but it's very entertaining sometimes. And that one, I was just like, start a shotgun. That's Anyway, so the CDC changed its definition of vaccination to increase transparency. Oh, base everything one. Okay, I gotcha. Holy shit. So, and this is a fact check from Twitter. So they're because someone realized, see, the thing is, if people see the things that they are doing wrong, they'll always come up with some fact check to find a way to justify it, right? So people were catching on to the fact that the CDC changed the definition of vaccination, right? Because, it used to be the vaccination meant something that was going to prevent a vast majority of something from happening. So, for example, polio. There's a polio vaccination. The polio vaccine basically stops polio That is tracked. Now, were there some cases of polio beyond the polio vaccine? Well, of course there were, because they're not perfect. But the idea that the vaccine should, in a grand majority of people, would stop whatever disease that it is there to prevent. You would have some very thin number of outlying cases beyond the vaccine where it didn't work, but it almost always worked. Now, what we found with the current vacations is, while they work for some time and part of the time with some people, but you still get spread and you still get connected disease, and it's everything that's happening with the current vacations doesn't really fit the former definition of vaccination, right? So they say in order to increase transparency, they change the definition of a word. Holy shit. Now let me read this little what fact checkers say. Now, fact checkers just means people who are driving the narrative want the narrative to continue, so we'll call this a fact check, even though the fact check may be bullshit. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, told this. Now, wait a minute. Okay, fact checkers say. Now, listen to this, because normally when you have a fact checker and it's a fact check about somebody that did something, okay? Do you normally go, or did or said something? I'm sorry, did or said something. When you do that, do you normally go, if they did something that's a fact checker and you're questioning what that person said, do you go to that person and say, hey, we're doing a fact check on what you said, and the person that you're talking to, they go to you, well, yeah, this is correct because I said it and I said this and this. Wait, are there any third-party sources that you could also go ask the question to, and not just the person that you're trying to fact check? Could you maybe do some empirical data or whatever, or get some other opinions? Listen to this first sentence. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention told the Associated Press that the agency changed its definition of vaccination to add more detail and increase transparency. Bullshit. Bullshit. No, they changed the definition of vaccination because the vaccinations that they're doing now didn't fit the definition anymore. So instead of saying, well, this is just a prophylactic and can help you do this and that, no, we're still going to call it a vaccination. The latest CDC definition is absent the word immunity and just focuses on the stimulation of the body's immune response. Verify reports. Because that's what the CDC told you now. They're going to change the definition of vaccination to fit what we have now, rather than maybe figure out why these don't have quite the efficacy and durability that normal vaccines have. Just a thought, compared to, of course, natural immunity, which is a dirty word that cannot be uttered by anyone at the CDC or the National Institute of Health, based on what I saw in their stupid press conference yesterday. Not a mention of it. After Ted Lieu's tweet and other people talking about natural immunity, which I want people to change their words. Don't say the words natural immunity anymore, because stupid people and journalists and propagandists, I'm sorry, that's very redundant, will act stupid and pretend you're saying, well, nobody has naturally acquired immunity. That's got to be the phrase from now on. I'm going to tweet that. I'm going to try to make that happen. Naturally acquired immunity, because that's what it's called. It's acquired immunity through having a disease. Because people are stupid and pretend not to know what you're talking about, including Dr. Fauci, who didn't know that Israel did a study on acquired immunity via the stupid 19 virus. But I digress. Back to this stupid fact check. A spokesperson for the CDC. Yes, when you're trying to do a fact check and they try to find out why they changed the definition of something that so freaking convenient, that you go to the people who did it and not maybe ask some other experts, because these experts are assholes. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? I think I said that out loud. I said they're assholes out loud, didn't I? Yes, I know I did. It's beyond 30 minutes into the show. I can swear my fucking ass off now. Anyway, a spokesperson for the CDC told the Associated Press and Verify, who the fuck is Verify? I'm salty right now, if you couldn't tell, that the overall definition of both vaccine and vaccination has remained the same. Wait a minute. It has remained the same? Then why is the title of this fact check, the CDC changed its definition of vaccination to increase transparency? Yeah. There's a contradiction there. Hello, nobody, not me. I'm sorry. I meant to say hi earlier. And also Asian Research Director. Welcome to the show. It remains the same, but they changed it to increase transparency. This is one of those FTG to all of these people. Verify, AP, CDC, FTG to them all. The previous definition could be interpreted to mean that vaccines were 100% effective. Why? No, because you can have a definition where there are outlier exceptions. It doesn't mean that it works immunity for everybody, but it should be immunity for most people, which what the definition of vaccine used to mean until we got one that's only about 90% effective and then wanes off within 5 months. I'm sorry, hey, fact checkers, fact check me on that, bitches. The previous definition could be interpreted to mean that vaccines were 100% effective, which has never been the case for any vaccine, so the current definition is more transparent, the spokesman said. The spokesman for the CDC who's lying straight to your fucking face. Vaccines for stupid 19 continue to be safe and effective. Define effective! By the way, there was a little trick on words, and I'm going to finish with this because I'll do this stupid press conference or press bullshit they did yesterday. And here's why here's why. Verify. Here's Verify. Verify is dedicated to the fighting the spread of misinformation and helping you determine what's true. And it's part of Tegna. What the hell is Tegna? Let's find out what Tegna is, because it's part of Tegna. Verify is part of Tegna. Tegna, the purpose is to serve the greater good for our communities through empowering stories, impactful investigations, and innovative marketing services. Oh, they care about our communities. Tegna is part of, Verify is part of Tegna. So, now here's what pissed them off, okay? The reason they did this fact check, which is common for whenever you hear the words fact checkers say, it's because someone on social media accidentally noticed something they weren't supposed to notice. Posts on social media point out an alleged change in the CDC's definition of vaccine. What? The top of this, what's this fact check called again? The CDC changed its definition of vaccination. Alleged change to the CDC's definition of vaccine. Some claim this update was because the stupid 19 vaccines are ineffective. Ineffective or just, not what they were sold as. Remember, Joseph R. Biden, Raheem himself, said, and these are his words, not mine, if you get the vaccine, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it if you take the vaccines. That was Joseph Biden said that, YouTube, not me. I'm not spreading information, but the President of the United States certainly was. And a lot of, Rachel Maddow said, you can't get the stupid 19 if you take this vaccine. Is anyone fact checking her? Oh no, here's the fact check would be. Someone will say, well, Rachel Maddow said that, if you have the vaccine, you cannot get COVID-19. It will be stopped in its tracks. And the fact check will be something like, well, she wasn't really saying that it would be stopped in its track. That's actually false. She was kind of saying that because really vaccines don't run on tracks. So it was a kind of a euphemism for you can still get it, but you might get track marks in your arm from getting the shot. It'll stop in the vaccine will stop in the track marks on your arm. That's what she meant. Yes, that's because we're fact checkers and we know everything. Now, so some claim this update was because stupid 19 vaccines are ineffective. While that is incorrect, the CDC did change its definition of the vaccine. What? In 2 sentences, they contradict themselves. Posts on social media point out an alleged change in the CDC's definition. 2 sentences later, the CDC did change its definition of vaccine. The second sentence after the first sentence. An alleged change in the CDC's definition. The CDC did change its definition. Oh my God. And then they found a professor. They found a professor to corroborate this. Dr. Ryan, this is AP, parroting the same bullshit, because all of a sudden, it's funny, because all the fact checkers, it's funny how they all seem to fact check the same thing, the same time, the same days. It's amazing how they do that. So here, Dr. Ryan Langlis, a microbiology and immunology professor at the University of Minnesota, says the CDC changes make total sense and add nuance following emerging vaccine developments such as mRNA technology. That's because the mRNA technology isn't all what it's cracked up to be. It isn't. It's, oh my God. Deep breaths. Okay. Let me just give you a foreshadowing if I get to this. I hope I get to this today. That little press gaggle that the White House team on COVID-19 presented yesterday. It was there was a lot of bullshit in it, and I have it linked. I'll have it linked in the tab today if you want to watch it. As you know, everything we've talked about today, everything I did today will be in a single link in the second paragraph of the description. About halfway through the intro, I'll have that updated, and I'll also put a link in the chat if you want to hang around before you go, and you can click that link. It's one link that'll have every story with hyperlinks to every single story that we did today. But the White House, it's called the press briefing by White House COVID-19 response team and public health officials. It's fascinating exercise in navel gazing and self-congratulation and partial information, but not all of it. And the one thing I'm going to tell you right now, the words natural immunity, naturally acquired immunity were never used the entire briefing, not by the people giving the briefing, nor a question asked about it by a single member of the press. Especially now, after what I was hearing from various politicians, and in particular Ted Lieu, who got a huge response yesterday for his quote on natural immunity, I am shocked that no one in the press has never asked these questions. Also, Dr. Fauci did a little sleight of hand in that. That's foreshadowing again. So hopefully I get to that this afternoon. If not, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, or maybe I'll have a guest tomorrow. I was working on either, there's a couple people I was hoping to have as guests tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But one of the two, one of these days, I'm going to go through this press briefing. And the briefing itself, let's see, 15 minutes. When does it end? It ends, it's only about, it's just under 40 minutes long. No, 15, it's about 30 minutes long. So it won't take that long to get through unless my head explodes in the middle of it. Then I'll have to do some cleanup and, find some clay or something and build a new one so I can finish. But we'll get to that one. Believe me, there's so much in there that I'm listening to it and I'm going, what about, okay, you're going to skip that. You're not going to tell that. You're not going to say anything about, oh, you used that part of the graph, but you skipped this part of the, oh my God. That was my reaction during the entire thing. They are lying to your face. They're leaving out things. They're leaving out things that they need to be telling you, and they need to be honest, but they have a one-size-fits-all solution. And they are sticking to it. They do not want to hear any other opinions. And here's the problem. The reason they are sticking to the narrative is because if they tell the truth, then you will know they were either lying, stupid, incompetent, or all of the above. So that's foreshadowing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still watching and you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button now, because it's your last chance, sort of. Well, you can always do it on the replay too. Hit the like button, the replay. Hello, Lord Stanhope. And as you know, we're here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern. Be there, be square. I'll see you tomorrow. And please share the stream before, during, and after the stream. If you're watching a replay, put a comment in the comment section so I know you were here and I can say hi back, or at least give you one of those little heart thingies. And finally, thank you to our sponsors today. If you want to sponsor the show, you can do it 24 hours a day at PDawgKnight.live, Venmo, or Cashapp, YouTube Super Chats during the show, Streamlabs during the show, which is PDawgKnight.live, and I'll read your comments. Thank you for our sponsors today. You are all fantastic. Gunfox61, Pancalo the Driving Ape Man, Tyre Alexander, Maddie, City Rochelle, and Gunfox61. You are the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, everybody, for being here. See you tomorrow. My name's PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here. Have a fantastic day. See you tomorrow. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thanks for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.